All right.
Record progress.
All right. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Greetings, everyone. How is everybody doing on this beautiful Sabbath day? Today is April 18th, 2026. It's April 18th, 2026. How is everyone doing on this beautiful day? This is a beautiful Sabbath day, and this is the day that the Creator has called us to come together in His name as one to keep the holy convocation, which is coming together to do His will, do His words, and do His way. This is Sabbath Assembly of the Righteous. This is the Sabbath, which is on the Sabbath day, the Assembly of the Righteous. This is where the righteous come together, recognize what the Creator has said throughout His Word, break it down, share the information, and build on it, and do it. That's the key. Key is doing the Creator's Word and understand His Word. And what we do is we go through the Scriptures, and as we go through the Scriptures, we recognize the Word for what it is, and we recognize the Word for what it says in today's time as well. So right now, what we're going to do, we're going to start off with a prayer. And as we start off with a prayer, or as we go through our prayer, as we're done with the prayer, we go through the Ten Commandments that the Creator spoke in the children in the wilderness to the children of Israel. Then, after listening to the words of the Almighty from the voice of the Almighty, then we go through the reasons why we have prophets. Why we have prophets today, and then we go from there into the reading of the information that we have today. And today we have 1 Kings chapter 16. We're going through the book each Sabbath, and today we're at 1 Kings chapter 16, and we'll do that after we're done with the reason why we have prophets. But right now we start off with the prayer. Thank everybody for coming. I like to thank my sister Nicole Bell for being here today, my sister Julia for being here. All these are on Zoom. And also my sister Ronnie Miller for being here today as well. So right now we'll start off with the prayer and we'll go from there. Blessed be thou, Father of the universe, that bring forth all living creatures forth from the earth. Blessed be thou, Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Blessed be the Father of Israel. Blessed be the Father of 12 tribes of Israel. Thank you, Father, for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We ask you to keep giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, life, health, and strength, food, shelter, and clothing. Let us be happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, and prosperous in all that we do. We ask you to keep leading and guiding us so we can help lead and guide others in your knowledge, your word, your ruach, and your way. We ask you to keep your arm protection around us, help us in every way. Allow us to retain the knowledge and information so that we may know in order to grow in your word, what you will have us to learn and to do. We ask you to keep your arm protection around us, help us in every way. Allow us to keep flourishing in your word, your way, and your will. We ask you to forgive us of all the inconsistencies and also the sins that we have done in your name or according against your word. We ask you to keep us in your word from your example in Deuteronomy 28, from the blessings, which is in verse 1 through 14, and let us recognize the curses as well in Deuteronomy 28, verse 15 through 68. Let us recognize the things that's happening to us and the reason why these things are happening, and it's because we're not keeping your law. We ask you to forgive us of the sins that our ancestors, our forefathers, and our forefathers, and our people have done throughout the system, throughout the world, because of the systems of today and because of the mindset that was put upon us. We ask you to help us in every way, whether it's physical, emotional, financial, or spiritual. And in all these things we pray, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise your Almighty. Praise your Almighty. Thank you, Father. All right. I'd like to thank everybody for being here today. Like I say, Sister Bell, Sister Julia, and Sister Miller for being here at this point in time. And we're getting ready to go through the commandments, which is at Exodus chapter 20, verse 1. This is something we need to realize and understand who's speaking. A lot of people don't realize this. Who is speaking? Now, right here it tells us in chapter 20 of Exodus, verse 1, it tells you who's speaking. And between verse 1 through verse 17, this is the one who's actually doing the talking. And who was talking? Let's see. The Ten Commandments. Now, who's talking? And Yah spake all these words. The Creator spake all these words, saying, I am Yah thy father, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. The Creator said this, and he's speaking throughout this whole point in turn. I am Yah thy father, which have brought thee out of the house of bondage. I am Yah thy father, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. I was ahead of myself. First commandment, thou shalt have no other gods, deities before me. That's no thing, period. That's anything, should I say. Thou shalt not have any gods before me, or any other gods before me. Second commandment, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything. That's no thing, period. That is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yah thy father, am a jealous father, visiting the iniquity, the ignorance of the parents, which is the fathers, which is actually the parents, of the fathers upon the children, which is the children that they teach, unto the third, which is the Greek, and the fourth, which is the Roman generation of them that hate me. And showing mercy, which is your grace, unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. All right. This is the words of the Father speaking. Third commandment, thou shalt not take the name, which is the law of Yah thy father, in vain. For Yah would not hold him guiltless that taketh, continue to take, his name, which is his law, in vain. Just that simple. Fourth commandment, remember the Sabbath day and keep it hallowed, which means set aside. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yah thy father. That's the only day that I know he named. Any other day I don't know that he named. This is the day that he named because he spoke it. Yah thy father, in it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, which is you and your husband, or you and your wife, because you are one. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days Yah made heaven and earth and the sea and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore Yah blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which Yah thy father giveth thee. That's the fifth commandment. And honor thy father and thy mother is honoring the elders. Honoring your elders and your mother is honoring the elders in the land. And the reason it says, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which Yah thy father giveth thee. The reason why you honor your father and mother is because by them being the elders, thank you, baby, for joining us. By honoring your father and your mother, you're honoring the elders. The elders know things that the young don't know. That's the reason why the Creator said, the elders for counsel, the young for war. The elders is to teach you things that you know nothing about. A lot of these children nowadays think they know stuff that we don't know as elders, but we've been through where they're going. All right? So that's what honor thy father and thy mother actually mean, because they know things that you don't know. The Creator have brought them through things that they're going to share with you that you can see a lot quicker by the experience they've been through. Unless you got to go through the experience, they experience it yourself. That was the fifth commandment. The sixth commandment, thou shalt not murder. Even though here it says thou shalt not kill, It's actually thou should not murder, because when you kill, you may have to kill for a purpose. Some people have to kill to eat, which is a sacrifice. You have to sacrifice an animal's life in order to be fed. Then again, it says thou should not murder. Murder is when you take a life without a cause. That's when you actually taking a life for no reason. There's no reason behind it. You're just murdering a life being. All right. Seventh commandment, thou should not commit adultery. Adultery is idolatry, fornication, and adultery, which is when a man has a wife or women, those women or that woman belongs to that man, and they should not be outside of that man opening themselves up to another man or another woman, because they belong to each other. A man can have as many wives as the Creator allowed. I'm going to say it like that. Not as many as he go out and choose, because he may not be able to provide for them or be able to just be a caretaker for them. So as many as the Creator choose, I would like to say, for that individual. But if you're able to take care of and handle those women, those are the women for you. Also with the woman, a woman that allows a man to come into her, that should be the man that she deals with, period. So that goes both ways. Eighth commandment, thou shalt not steal, which we know stealing is taking someone else's belongings. Ninth commandment, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. And as I always share, your prosecutors, lawyers, and attorneys commit this crime. They go against this law every time they go into the courtroom to plead against or for someone, excuse me, because they wasn't there. The person that's going through the matter should be the one speaking. So, the 10th and the last commandment that the Creator, the Almighty, spoke at this time is, thou spoke from his mouth over the whole congregation. He spoke all the commandments, but he spoke through prophets, which we're going to get to in a few moments. But at this time, he spoke these 10 over the whole congregation of Israel. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, which is want. Thou shalt not want, which is covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. So, when you take something from someone else, like if someone has their own group and someone go in there and take their, come on over here. Now you're not taking that. You can suggest and talk. If someone actually go and try to say, man, come over here and try to persuade and stuff like that, let them make their own choice. People make their own. You can just give information, talk about what you're doing. If they decide to go, that's on them. But you're not supposed to take anything from anyone else. If they satisfied where they are, leave them there. You can open up the door, they can come through. That's on them. But the point is, we're not supposed, it said thou should not covet, which is you ain't supposed to want nobody else's stuff, nobody else's being, nobody else's animal or whatever someone else has. You don't have to want it. What's meant for those, what's meant for them, they'll find it or they'll get it themselves. And if they ask you questions, that means they are inquiring for what it is that they may want from you. So this is what people and a lot of us need to realize. A lot of times, some things isn't meant for everybody. What you have may not be meant for the next person. But that next person may see what you have and like, oh, okay, I might want to go there. But that's their choice. Everyone have their own choice. It's not our job to persuade anybody to do anything other than what they want to do. But if you're on the right track, it's up to you to just share the information, but it's up to them to make the move. That's the key. All right. Now we're going to get to the reason why we have prophets. Right here after the 17th verse right here after the 17th verse in Exodus chapter 20, we have where the people's fear. This is, and all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet. Thank you for joining us, Patrick. Good to see you. I'm going to have to put you on mute, though, as we go.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you, bro. There we go. As we said, right here, this is when the people's fear. Verse 18, Exodus 20:18 says, and all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood far off. And I had to share this with a brother earlier this week to let them understand. When the Creator was speaking, they all was out there. In the movie, this is what I mean by being modified. The movie modified what the story actually said. The movie, the Ten Commandments, showed that Moses went up into the mountain and the Creator spoke the Ten Commandments and gave him the 10 right then and there in the movie. That's modification. This is what I mean by a story can be modified, which is not totally true. They can give you portions of the truth, but it's not being the truest form of where it is. Right here, it tells you that the Creator spoke these 10 commandments over the whole tribe of Israel. And while he was speaking, the thundering and the lightning was going on. And as the thundering and lightning goes on, as we know when you're in the house, when it's thundering and lightning outside, and it's raining, well, it wasn't raining here, but the thundering and lightning was going on at that time, them people ran. Imagine being outside in an open field. In an open field, no covering, and that thundering hit. Y'all know how it is when you hear the thundering in the clouds. And everybody ran. All the people run, they running far off. And what it says, and all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings. That's the first thing. If you put your mind there, you can see what's going on and understand what was happening. A lot of people just read the word because there's words on the book. They don't put their mind in the story. And this is what I do to try to get you to see a better visualization of the information. So, and all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking, which was, I think it was a volcano at the time, I believe, I can't say, but it was a mountain. And which the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. The people ran off. This is going to be a key for Deuteronomy 18 that we're going to give to in a few moments, which is the 19th verse of Exodus chapter 20. It states, and they said unto Moses, this is the reason why we have prophets today. And they said unto Moses, speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not Yah speak with us, lest we die. They were scared. Now, when I first saw this, when I was young and I saw this, I read this when I was young, I thought, like, if we ever hear from the Creator's voice, we're going to die. That's what I used to think when I was a child. But when I read here at my later years, I got a better understanding. That this is the reason. And then as I read through the book and started to see precept upon precept, here a little, there a little, when the Creator is speaking, we can see what you can put the puzzles together to see what he's talking about. And right here, if they said, and they said unto Moses, speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not Yah speak with us, lest we die. And Moses said unto the people, Moses speaking now, from 1 to 17, the Creator was speaking. So here, and Moses said unto the people, fear not, for Yah is come to prove you. He's come to prove you. And that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not, that you do not sin. And the people, now right here shows you, and the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near into the thick darkness where Yah was. That's when he went into the darkness and up into the mountain, and then he received the 10 commandments. But the story will make you think that the story, which was still a good story, but the story that we have on around the time of Easter, around the time of Easter, they give you the 10 commandments. And when you look at the 10 commandments, they show you that Moses went up and he received the 10, but that the Creator spoke the 10 commandments then and there. But we see that right here is different, because that wasn't what happened. The Creator spoke it to the people, and the people got scared because they heard the voice of the Creator. Me and Joanne, we had a conversation this rising, and she said, when she heard the Creator's voice, I have heard the Creator's voice. When the Creator spoke to her, it was terrifying to her. It was scary, which anybody would think, especially if a voice come out of nowhere and just talk to you, unless you're just aware of it. And I've been aware of it several times. But now we're at Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 15, and it states, Yah thy father will raise upon you. Now see how I'm speaking. Look who's speaking. Moses is speaking here. It says, Yah thy father will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me. That's how you know Moses talking. This is Moses speaking, like unto me. Unto him ye shall hearken. See, Moses was a prophet. A lot of people don't see Moses as a prophet. Moses was a prophet because he was an ambassador of the Creator, because the Creator dealt with Moses and did all his miracles through Moses or with Moses. He did the miracles, but Moses is the one that he was performing them through. 16. According to all that thou desirest of Yah thy father in Horeb in the day of the assembly, saying, and this is what they said, let me not hear again. This is verse 19. I was telling you in Exodus 20. They're saying right here. This is what they said. Let me not hear again the voice of Yah my father. Neither let me see this great fire anymore, that I die not, because they were scared at this present and appointed time. And 17. And Yah said unto me, the Creator said unto Moses, they have well spoken that which they have spoken. Now, the Creator is speaking. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, Moses, and will put my words in his mouth. This is the Creator speaking now. This is what people fail to realize when they're reading. Some people just read and they don't even recognize who is speaking. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, which is Moses, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. So anytime y'all hear these people talking about, that's man's book, that's man, the Creator, when the prophets, the Creator spoke through. All this is this whole book is of the Creator, good and evil, or good and bad, or the deception and the truth. It's still of the Creator. Because the Creator said that if you don't keep my law, I'm seeing the land that ye know not. There you're going to serve other gods, wood and stone, gods your fathers haven't known. The Father said that. So that means that it's going to happen. Whatever the Creator said is law. And it's going to happen. Verse 19. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken, whoever will not only hear, hearken means, hear means to do, not listen, hearken means to do, unto my words, which he shall speak, and the key is, in my name, I will require it of him. Verse 20, but the prophet which shall presume to speak a word, see that word presume is the key there. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, that means you're lying. Now you're lying on the Creator. Or that shall speak in the name of other deities, gods like Jesus. Jesus said, what would Jesus do? Yeshua, Emmanuel, Prophet Muhammad, Buddha, whoever else, even that prophet shall die. And all of them died, didn't they? I mean, they ain't died in that point right there and drop on the spot. But didn't all those prophets die? Because none of them are the Creator. And we don't know when their appointed time hit them. And if thou say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which Yah has not spoken? When a prophet speaketh, continue to speak, in the name of Yah, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which Yah has not spoken. But the prophet has spoken it presumptuously, thou shalt not be afraid of him. I mean, he's just talking. Don't be afraid of him. He's just using lip service to probably just get you to follow him. But now let's get to chapter 16. This is where we are today on this Sabbath day of April 18th, 2026. We're in chapter 16, but we always do a recap. Last week we was in chapter 15. And in chapter 15, we start off with the wickedness of Abiham. I'm saying Abiyam. It say Jam, but Abijam, the wickedness of him, which is what he had his wife to do. He had his wife to go. Their son got sick. He had his wife to change. Was that the week that was that before? Yeah. Yeah. He had his wife to change to go see about his son, because his son had fell sick. And let me make sure this is exactly where I am, because that was the week before. Yeah, that was in 14. That was in 14. My bad. That was in 14. His son fell sick. Had his wife to go and go speak to what was the prophet name? Ahiah. That was in 14. Had the prophet to go speak to Ahiah to see what happened, and then the Creator gave a prophecy unto Jeroboam and said that Jeroboam, I said that son is going to be the only one. Mainly, I'm just paraphrasing. That son that's sick is going to be the only one that come to the grave and have a good burial, and people going to mourn for him. But the rest of your children that had that piss by the wall, which is a man, and all your men, they're going to either die in the city and the dogs are going to eat them, or they're going to die in the field and the birds are going to eat them. Meaning they're not going to have a proper burial, right? So goes on to there, and then the other part of that in 14, the reign of Rehoboam. Jeroboam was in Samaria, which is the 10th tribe, and Rehoboam was over Judah and the tribe of Benjamin. But if you notice in the 14, Jeroboam caused the people to sin by the things he did. Rehoboam, it was Judah, not Rehoboam caused them to sin. Judah was sinning themselves. So certain things happened at this time. So Judah started to sin. Now we have 15 when the wickedness of Abiyam, and that was Jeroboam's son. That's what it was. Jeroboam, I like to say Jeroboam because the J is a Y. Jeroboam's son, he only reigned 3 years. Let me read that real quick in 1 and 2 of chapter 15, just to give a small recap. Now, in the 18th year of King Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, reigned Abiyam over Judah. He was reigning over Judah. No, he was Rehoboam's son. Rehoboam's son, and Abiyam reigned in Judah 3 years. And then the Creator gave a proclamation. Let me share something with you right here. He gave him a pass for 3 years. I'm going to read that in verse 4 and 5 real quick. It says, nevertheless, for David's sake, did Yah his father give him a lamp in Jerusalem. That's a pass, because the Creator would have killed the moth right there just for being evil, because he was evil in the sight of the Creator. Abiyam, not Ahiah, Abiyam. Nevertheless, for David's sake, did Yah give him a lamp in Jerusalem to set up his son after him and to establish Jerusalem, because David did that which was right in the eyes of Yah and turned not aside from anything that he commanded him all the days of his life, save only, meaning one thing that he did wrong, save only in the matter of Uriah the Hittite. And that is when he had Uriah put in the front lines because he committed adultery with the man's wife. And that was the only thing he did wrong. That's why I tell people to watch who you talk against, watch who you speak against, because if David is a man after the Creator's own heart, this is the only thing that the Creator said. You said the Creator speaking right here. Nevertheless, for David, he spoke at this point right here and said the only thing David did was have that man killed because of the situation that happened at that time. You'll have to read the story for yourself. We done been through it. Said, now the Creator said that. Do you know how many people out here put their mouth against David? Do y'all really know how many people that speak against David and whatever they try to say against David? But the Creator said David was a just man. That's the only thing he did wrong. Only thing. So no man is perfect. No man is perfect. But we do what we can to try to get closer to the Creator as much as we can. So, but right after this was the light. So what happened was his same mother, which is in verse 15, it says, now in the 18th year of King Jeroboam, the son of Nebat reigned Abiyam over Judah. 3 years reigned he in Jerusalem, and his mother name was Maacah, the daughter of Abisham, Abishalom, like that, Abishalom. And he walked in all the sins of his father, which he had done before him, and his heart was not perfect with Yah, his father, and his heart, as the heart of David, his father, as the father of David, his father, meaning he through the seed of David. So what happened after that? Asa reigned. Asa was still his brother because they had the same mother. And you'll see that right here in verse 9. And it says, and in the 20th year of Jeroboam, king of Israel, reigned Asa over Judah. So in the third year, when you really read through it, inside that third year of Abiyam, when he passed, is when Asa grew and became the king. And it says, in 41 years, 40 and 1, which is 41 years, reigned he in Jerusalem, which is verse 10. And his mother's name was the same mother, Ma'achah, the daughter of Abishalom. And Asa did that which was right in the eyes of Yah, as did David his father. So, and that mainly shows you, and it's another thing he did right here, verse 12. And he took away the sodomites. Y'all know what the sodomites are, right? Y'all know what sodomites are. The sodomites are I can just say the gays in the land. And he took away the sodomites out of the land and removed all the idols that his fathers had made. So that's a key. The sodomites. These are the gays. I just wanted to make sure y'all understood what happened. We got to understand people are influencers. Ain't that the thing for the social media today? Influencers? That's a big portion of what's going on today in this day and time. We have influencers influencing people to do certain things, whether it's for the Creator, whether it's against the Creator, whether it's for the sodomites, if it's for the what's the ladies' name? What they call ladies? Lesbians. Whatever. People are influencers. They influence people to do certain things. Now, I'm not saying everybody do the same thing, but I'm just sharing according to what the scriptures that says here. He had to move them out of the land for a certain purpose or a certain reason. So if there was Sodomites there, which we know of Sodom and Gomorrah, which was destroyed, but if he removed the Sodomites out of the land, it had to be for a purpose. So we have to understand the purpose behind that situation. So we're seeing here what happened at this time. And also, even what he did with his mother in verse 13. And also, Ma'akah, his mother, even her he removed from being queen because she had made an idol and in a grove. And Asa destroyed her idol and burnt it by the brook Kidron. So the whole thing is he started to straighten things in the land. And this is what the Creator said over here in verse 4 and 5. You know, he had to leave a light in Jerusalem because this is where he put his name at, which was the you gotta look at everything he anointed. His light was actually the name that he gave to Jerusalem by putting the temple. He had the temple built by Solomon. And that was his name. His name is his law, truthfully. But everything he say and place according to his word is his name. A lot of people don't realize that. And then you got the evil of Nadab, which was another portion over, I think, after Jeroboam. And Nadab, the son of Jeroboam, began to reign over Israel in verse 25, 1 Kings 15:25. And Nadab, the son of Jeroboam, began to reign over Israel in the second year of Asa, king of Judah, and reigned over Israel 2 years. And he did evil in the sight of Yah, and walked in the way of his father, and in his sins, wherewith he made Israel to sin. You see that? So it's a whole lot of information that the more you go through and the more you read, you come to understand the situations behind it. So we just like to go over a small recap of what we read last week. Then we go into the chapter, what we're going to do right now, which is in chapter 16. So bringing those things to light is to really get us to understand certain things for what they are, why they are, and who they are. Now, I can't control the person because everybody has free will. We have to go to the depths within ourselves to understand who we are, how we are, why we are, and look at our, and I always share like I did. Sit back and look over your life. Meditate. We always should meditate in nothing but going into your mind and thinking. Strong. That's all meditating is. Prayer is another form of meditation, but you're doing it out loud. I always say that. Prayer is another form of meditation, but you're just praying out loud what you're saying and what you think and what have you to the Almighty. Now you're going in. Meditation is another form of prayer, but it's quiet. So meditation, you should go in, look over your life to see how you got to where you are. See where you are at this point in time. See how you've been guided and where you may have got off track or what you may have done to be where you at. Because we all do certain things that may have meant for us. It might be a crossroads at another point in our life. It might be a crossroads because I'm going to tell you, I'm still going to say this, even though I know I'm where I am now because I'm supposed to be. But it was another crossroads in my life when I was in Germany when the Spirit told me to get up and leave. And at the time, it gave me a place to go to, but I didn't know how to get. I didn't have no money. I didn't have no way to get that far as I knew. I probably could have found the way, but I could have hitchhiked. I could have stole a ride on a train, and the creator party would have blocked me. But I thought about because you get on a train there, they'll take you to jail if you get up there trying to steal a ride or what have you. So I guess I was scared. I was in the beginning of my spiritual awakening at the time. So I know that what I'm saying, I know that I'm on a different path because when he told me to leave, I didn't leave at the time, but I did leave. That's what same thing, no different when he said that when he told Adam, if the day you eat from this tree, you're going to die. But he didn't die right then, but he ended up dying. And this is what people fail to realize the scriptures, the Bible, and understanding the wording. A lot of times we take things that mean something to be right then and there, and it could be down the road. You don't know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. That's the whole point. And that's what I try to get people to understand on a whole different level. If people understand when the Creator says something, it don't mean it's going to be right there at that point, but it's going, whatever he said going to happen, it's going to happen. And everything we're going through right now is happening according to his word, if you understand the word. So let me get on into chapter 16. Just wanted to put that out there. Just come. I'm telling you, when the Spirit comes, it comes the way it comes. I just flow. I just go with the flow and allow the Spirit to speak through me as it's speaking to me or through me at the time. So right now we're in chapter 16, 1 Kings, chapter 16. This is Yehu's prophecy against Bahasha. Bahasha. Let me see. It looks like we'll be doing all 15 today. I mean, all the 16 today because part 1 and part 2 it is not too short. So let's see where we're going. Chapter 16. Yehu's prophecy against Bahasha. Baasha. Then the word of Yah came to Yehu, the son of Ha'anah. Ha'anai, against Baasha, saying, for as much as I exalted thee out of the dust and made thee prince over my people. You see that? See when the Creator speaking? The prophecy against Bahasha. Then the word of Yah came to Yehu. All right, the Creator speaking. Creator speaking right here. Then the word of Yah. That's what we got to start recognizing who's speaking when they're speaking. Right there. Come over a little bit. All right. Then the word of Yah came to Jehu, the son of Ha'anai, against Bahasha, saying, for as much as I exalted thee out of the dust, you see that, and made thee prince over my people Israel, and thou hast walked in the way of Jeroboam, and has made my people Israel to sin, to provoke me to anger with their sins. This is the Creator speaking. Okay, before I go there, let me go ahead and get a couple of pointers here. Then the word of Yah came to Jehu, the son of Ha'anai, against Bahasha, saying, for as much as I exalted thee out of the dust. See that? It's a point I want to share with y'all real quick, since I want y'all to understand what's said. In Revelation 13, in Daniel, I believe Daniel 2, and there's another place I'm thinking right now. The Creator said, yeah, it is in Daniel chapter 2. He said that these other nations that came up from the sea, came up from the earth, these other nations that has been exalted, just no different than he said right here. For as much as I exalted thee, he exalted all these other nations, Babylon, Medes and the Persians, the Greek and the Roman Empire, they rose from nowhere. They came out of nowhere. They arose them up. Remember when, now I'm quick example. Remember when Barack became president? First time he rose out of nowhere. I think we had a whole panel, a lot of people. Next thing you know, Barack just started coming up out of nowhere. Next thing, Barack just coming up. Barack. Next thing you know, he boom. Not Barack, Obama. Damn, I'm saying Barack. Obama. Obama just came out of nowhere, out of the dust, became president. Out of nowhere. If y'all remember how that happened. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying the Creator did it, and then he could have allowed it to happen. See, a lot of things we don't understand. Everything the Creator don't do like boom, but he allows these things to happen. He allows these things to happen for his purpose to come to pass. So we got to understand there's certain things that man does, which the Creator allows to happen, because if he don't want it to happen, if it's not going to be for his purpose, he's not going to allow it to happen. This is one thing that we have to understand. But this is the reason why we have free will. We have free will to make a choice. Your choice is your own. No different than the choice I made, thank you, Father, when I was in Germany. I didn't want to leave her, but I was supposed to leave her. But I did leave, but I came back because I had no way to go where I was going. But my intention was to leave because I did leave. But I ended up coming back. But then that's when my stepfather told me, you better leave. You don't know what's going to happen. And I left that night, and it was gone for 2 or 3 days. But I ended up coming back again anyway. But the point is to create anew my intention, what I plan to do, and what I was going to do. And that's what I see. A lot of times, the Father has to know your intention because he has to know your heart. When he knows your heart, he knows what you will do, even if you're not able to do it. That's the key. And if he knows your heart and what your willingness is, he will guide you through. And that's why I understand why I'm at today. So, right here, when it says that he exalted thee out of the dust, he allowed you to arise. But what happened? And made thee prince over my people Israel. And this is Samaria. This is the northern kingdom, Samaria, which because he was the son of Jeroboam. And thou hast walked in the way of thy father Jeroboam, right? And has made my people Israel to sin. You didn't even turn back to doing my way. This is where Ezekiel 18 comes in at, and y'all need to read that and study it. Ezekiel chapter 18, no different than what is being said right here. Ezekiel 18 tells you when you go into it and read and understand. The father won't be fought for the child won't be fought for the things of the father. Everybody gonna die for their own sin. Own sin. I'm just giving you a paraphrase because, like I say, we break down scripture here. I'm giving you an understanding according to what we're reading right now. So, if your ancestor, your father taught if your great-grandfather, your great-great-grandfather taught your grandfather the ways of the world, then your grandfather, your grandfather or your great-grandfather taught your grandfather the ways of the world. But y'all starting to see something different. Y'all coming into more knowledge. Now your grandfather teach your father the ways of the world, but now you're still coming to follow and see more things different in the word. Now your father is teaching you the ways of the world. Then you come to this information here. You start, wait a minute, hold on. We're supposed to do this. We're supposed to do that. We ain't supposed to be doing that. Now it's up to you to change. It's up to you to change, or it's up to you to catch on and keep on going on the ways of the world, or start turning towards the Father's ways. Once you start turning towards the Father's ways, the Father will start leading and guide you because he's going to show you in the book. And he may be sending people to give you guidance and what have you, because me, myself, I'm a vessel of the Creator. I'm only here to give you guidance in what the words say. It's up to you to do your due diligence to follow, research, and follow up what you need to do. Don't follow a man. You follow the word. You follow the spirit of the Creator. And that's mainly what I'm saying in this situation right here. And that's why the Creator is upset, because he knew. A lot of people in Israel know the word. A lot of people know that the Creator brought Israel out of Egypt and brought them into the promised land. Jeroboam knew this. Jeroboam, his father, knew this, made two calves. I think he put one in Dan, and I think he put one in his land. Come on. He put two across the land throughout the 10 tribes. And he had people to worship him, knowing who the Creator is. And now he did everything and got the people to follow the same way, even though they know who the Creator is. That's the point I'm getting at. If you know who the Creator is, it's up to you to do the work. It's up to you to change. It's up to you to spread the message of the real truth. It's nobody's fault but your own. So when you're doing this, as I always say, when you point the finger, you got 3 pointing back at you. You got 3 pointing back at you. And once you get yourself right with the Creator, he's going to lead and guide you to what you need to do, where you need to be, or where you need to go. It's up to you. So in these words right here, you can see what he's saying. He exalted thee out of the dust and made thee prince over my people Israel. And thou hast walked in the ways of Jeroboam and has made my people Israel to sin. Because he's the king. To provoke me, to provoke me to anger with their sins. Verse 3, behold, I will take away for sorcery of Bahasha. For sorcery, I gotta know what for sorcery is. Now that sounds like the glory, maybe. I don't know. If anybody can find that information out, please let me know so we can find out what the name of this word actually is. Posterity, for sorcery of Baasha, and prosperity, the same word. And the I guess it's prosperity, I don't know. But whatever it is, the posterity and the posterity of his house. I guess it's the glory. I don't know exactly. And will make thy house like the house of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, which is his father. Let me make this right here. Behold, I will take away the whatever this is, the glory. I think it's the glory, but it's the word we have here. The son of Nebat. Him that died of, oh, now see, this is a prophecy. Same thing he did with Jeroboam. See, this is what the Creator said about him and his sons and his seed, Jeroboam's seed, right? Him that died, but wait a minute, I may be wrong here. Yeah, he did. He's the son of, I think he's saying Jeroboam. I remember another brother raising up of the house of Issachar, I believe it was. Yeah, here we go. 25. Let's go back to 15:25 so we can go and get some clearance here. 15:25. It says, and Nebat, the son of Jeroboam, yeah, okay, Nadab, I'm sorry, and Nadab, the son of Jeroboam, began to reign over Israel in the second year of Asa, king of Judah, and reigned over Israel 2 years. 26. And he did evil in the sight of Yah, and walked in the way of his father, and in his sin, wherewith he made Israel to sin. Verse 27. And Baasha, the son of Ahiah, and Baasha, the son of Ahiah, of the house of Issachar. Here we go. I knew I had to catch something. This is Issachar. Now, see, Issachar, I had to catch that. I didn't go through this in the beginning. I forgot about it because I'm thinking that this was still through Jeroboam. But now, this is when Baasha became, this is like he said, this is why he said he raised him up out of the dust. 27. And Baasha, the son of Ahiah, of the house of Issachar, conspired against him, and Baasha smote him in Gibbethon, which belongeth to the Philistines. For Nadab and all Israel laid siege in Gibbethon. Even the third year of Asa, king of Judah, did Baasha slay him and reign in his stead. So this is Issachar. That's true. It had to come to me. I had to make sure I had this right. This is the seed of Issachar. Issachar is another tribe, is a tribe of Israel. So Baasha, let me read on down a little bit more so we can make sure we good. Seed of Gibeon. Verse 28. Even in the third year of Asa, king of Judah, did Baasha slay him and reign in his stead. And it came to pass when he reigned that he smote all the house of Jeroboam. See, now this is when Jeroboam's seed is gone. I'm glad I came back here for remembrance. And he left not to Jeroboam any that breatheth, until he had destroyed him according to the saying. See this right here? According to the saying of Yah, which he spake by his servant Ahiah the Shulonite. So Ahiah the Shulonite is different from Ahiah, the house of Issachar. See what I'm saying? You got Ahiah in verse 27, Ahijah, down here at the end of 29, it says Ahijah. These are two different Ahiahs. One is a Shulonite, which was the prophet, and one was of Issachar, which is of the tribe of Issachar. So, as we see, this is the reason why over here the Creator was angry. And he said, I raised thee out of the dust. That means he came out of nowhere. He raised you up to go and kill Jeroboam and his seed, and then you gonna turn around and still do the same thing. You see the difference? That's why I like to get clarity. I thought about that. So wait a minute, that's right. Jeroboam's seed was cut off. It just hit me, and I had to go back to revamp, to recoup, to make sure everything is correct. I'm not gonna try to give you nothing wrong. If we're gonna go through this, I'm gonna give it to you correctly. If I forget, I gotta go back and straighten it out. And this is called studying. This is not called reading. This is what you do to study. By doing this, this is how you come to know, not believe. So, verse 4. Him that dieth of Baasha in the city shall the dogs eat. Okay, same prophecy against Jeroboam's son. Jeroboam's seed, shall I say. To him that dieth of Baasha in the city shall the dogs eat. Am I sharing that with y'all? And him that dieth that him that is of his and him that dieth of his in the field shall the fowls of the air eat. Same prophecy. Now that Jeroboam's seed is gone, no, let me do this. This is the prophecy against him. Same thing he said to Jeroboam's seed, even though he killed Jeroboam's seed off, same thing gonna happen to his seed now. Same prophecy. Now, but his name Baasha, Baasha. Okay. Prophecy of Jeroboam, now Baasha. Same prophecy. I'm going to put same in front of that. Same prophecy of. Same prophecy of Jeroboam, now Baasha, which is of Issachar. Verse 5. Now the rest of the acts of Baasha, you see there? We're going through the acts of each one of them. Now the acts of Baasha and what he did and his might, are they not written in the books of the Chronicles? The book of the Chronicles, the kings of Israel. See, if you notice right here, throughout this point of the first Kings, is giving you a format of the things that's happening. I believe when we get in the Chronicles, we're going to see a whole lot more compared to what we're seeing here. But this is giving you like a small, no different than when I go back and give you a snippet of certain situations. So when we get to the Chronicles, it's going to give you more information about certain kings, certain things that certain of these kings have done. So right now we're just going through the format to give you understanding of what's to come and what the Creator have laid out. So this is of this one orange. Now the rest of the acts of Baasha, what he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles, kings of Israel? So Baasha slept with his fathers and was buried in Tirzah. Okay, that's the same one a few of the other ones was buried at. But now the Creator spoke about, he said, now the rest of it said, behold, I will take away the prosperity of posterity, I guess it's prosperity, of Baasha and the prosperity of his house. I'm gonna say that for right now. And will make thy house like the house of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat. Him that died of Baasha in the city shall the dogs eat, and him that died of his, and him that died of his in the field shall the birds, the fowls of the air eat. Now the rest of the acts of Baasha and what he did and his might, are they not written in the books of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? So Baasha slept with his fathers and was buried in Tirzah, and Elah, his son, reigned in his stead. And also by the hand of the prophet Jehu, the son of Hanani, Hanani, I guess that's where it looked. The son of Hanani came the word of Yah against Bahasha, and against his house, even for all the evil that he did in the sight of Yah, and provoking him to anger with the work of his hands, and being like the house of Jeroboam, and because he killed him. Oh, because the creator, remember, dang, that's why he got the same prophecy. Because the creator gave a prophecy to Jeroboam, the same thing he said here. But he went and not only killed Jeroboam, he killed all his seed. The creator didn't see. That's what I mean by choice. You see what I'm saying? When you do certain things, if the creator already lays out something and you made a choice, now that's something to look at, y'all. Yeah. Hold on. Also by the hand of the prophet. Same thing that was said up top. I like go ahead and slept with his fathers. Baasha slept with his fathers and was buried in Tarsha, and Eli the son reigned in his stead. And also by the hand of the prophet Yehu, the son of Hananiah, came the word of Yah against Baasha and against his house, even for all the evil he did in the sight of Yah. And provoking him to anger with the work of his hands, and being like the house of Jeroboam. And because he killed him, because he was anointed of the Creator. The Creator didn't kill him. He didn't tell you to do it, but you want to turn around and do something you weren't supposed to do. You came in and just killed him, and then you just took over what he did. Now, I'm not going to say it was right for him to do it and then do what was right in the Creator's eyesight. Now, that's a different thing. Thank you, beautiful. I sure appreciate it. Oh, thank you. Made me a little, I guess it's a smoothie.
No, it's grapefruit juice with strawberry.
This is great. I need this too.
Fresh squeezed grapefruit.
Thank you, baby. I needed that. But this is something, y'all. I want to get this point right here. And because he killed Jeroboam because he wasn't supposed to. Jeroboam's seed didn't even get a chance to even see the prophecy that the Creator said. But see, he didn't know about the prophecy. Ahiah told this prophecy to Jeroboam's wife. See, the prophecy I'm telling you about right here that he picked up, Jeroboam's wife disguised herself to go to speak to Ahiah because he the one who prophesied to Jeroboam that he was going to get the kingdom. So she disguised herself when their son got sick to go and talk to him. But the Creator already said she's coming. I'm giving y'all paraphrase, giving you the story. He already said she disguised herself and she's coming. He went blind. He went blind because of his old age. Ahiah did. But he still said, why you disguise yourself? I forgot her name. Said, why you disguise yourself? Then he gave a prophecy saying, when you make it back to the city, your son gonna die, but he gonna have a good burial, and the people gonna mourn for him. But he also told her he's the only one that's gonna have a good burial. People who's gonna mourn for him, and every seed of Jeroboam, they're gonna die in the city or they're gonna die in the field. And in the city, the dog's gonna eat them. In the field, the fowl's gonna eat them. But what happened? The Creator said he said that he's already setting somebody up to get in place. The Creator also said that he's setting somebody up to get in this place. Matter of fact, I'm doing it right now. Let me give it to you real quick. Yeah, I'm right here. Verse 14 and 14, it says, Moreover, Yah shall raise him up a king over Israel, who shall cut off, say, okay, who shall cut off the house of Jeroboam that day. I guess the creator did say it. But what? Even now. He said he's going to cut off the house of Jeroboam. He said, but what? Even now. For Yah shall smite Israel as a reed that is shaken. That's verse 15. But the creator said, but what? Even now. He's raising them up right now to cut off the house of Jeroboam. But he said it. But he also said, Jeroboam, and because he killed him. Verse 7, 16 and 7, so y'all can stay with me. And also by the hand of the prophet Jehu, the son of Hanani, came the word of Yah against Baasha and against his house, even for all the evil that he did in the sight of Yah. And provoking him, see, for all the evil that he did in the sight of Yah, and provoking him to anger with the work of his hands, in being like the house of Jeroboam, and because he killed him. Being just like Jeroboam. You killed Jeroboam, and then you're gonna be just like him. That's good. Now, the reign of Eli and Zimri over Israel. Eli and Zimri over Israel. All right, y'all. We're going to take this to 20, and then after this, then we're going to go into part 2. But we got here in verse 8. This right here. I got to get this. One moment. So this is still Issachar. This is Issachar's tribe still in charge, because after Bahashah slept with his father, was buried in Tarsa, and Elah, his son, reigned in his stead. So this is still through Issachar at this time. And also by the hand of the prophet Jehu, the son of Hananiah, and also by the hand of the prophet Jehu, the son of Hananiah, came the word against Baasha and against his house. Even for all the evil that he did in the sight of Yah, provoking him to anger with the works of his hands, and being, bam. Okay. Now, there we go. Verse 8. In the 26th year, he was in his 26th year of Asa. 26th year of Asa, king of Judah. Began Eli, the son of Baasha, which is Issachar, to reign over Israel in Tarsha 2 years. Now he reigned 2 years. Okay, we're going to see what he did. Reign over Israel in Tarsha 2 years. And his servant Zimri, Zimri or Zimri, captain of his chariots. Okay, he's the captain of half his chariots, shall I say, conspired against him, and he was in Tarsa. He conspired against him. Captain, see, he is captain, and he conspired against him. As he was in Tarsa, drinking himself drunk in the house of Arza. In the house of Arza, steward of his house in Tirzah. He's the steward of his house. Again, 8. In the 20th and 6th year of Asa, king of Judah, began Eli, the son of Baasha, to reign over Israel in Tirzah 2 years, and his servant Zimri, captain of half his chariots. Conspired against him as he was in Tirzah, drinking him. Okay, who was that? Zimri was conspiring then. And his servant Zimri, captain of half his chariots, conspired against him as he was in Tirzah, drinking himself drunk in the house of Arza, steward of the house. So this was Zimri. Zimri was conspiring against Eli. 10. And Zimri went in and smote. Zimri went in and smote him and killed him in the 20th and 7th year, the 27th year of Asa. In the 27th year of Asa's king of Judah. In the 27th year of Asa being the king, Zimri went in and smote and killed Eli and reigned in his stead. And he reigned in his stead. So that when Zimri came and he reigned in his stead. And it came to pass when he began to reign, as soon as he sat in his throne, that he slew all the house of Baasha. Okay. Now we got to find out who he is. He left him none. He had him not one that pisses against the wall. See, now he did the same thing. Baasha, now you see how this curse is going to start floating around? It's a curse. The father told Jeroboam what he was going to do and what his children what's going to happen to his children. Baasha went and killed Jeroboam, and then the curse came upon him because he was evil. So now he did the same thing he did. Now how some things follow? He did the same thing that Baasha did to Jeroboam. Now he's doing this to Baasha. He left him not one that pisses him against the wall. You see that? And this is how you study. This is how you follow and find out what's what. You got to follow certain things. A lot of people see certain things. They just, this and that, without even looking at what's being said. And not following the timeline of what's being said. And he left him not one that pisses him against the wall. You see that? Talking about the men. Neither of his kinfolk, nor of his friend. Dang. He killed everything and everybody. None of his kinfolk, none of his friends. Thus did Zimri, verse 12. Thus did Zimri destroy all the house of Baasha according to the word of Yah, which he spake against Baasha by Jehu. Now you see that? It's the Creator speaking here. Thus did Zimri destroy all the house of Baasha according to the word of Yah, which he spake against Baasha by Jehu the prophet. Now, do y'all see when they said a few moments ago when we was reading, if the prophet speak according to in my name, he said, but if another prophet stand up and presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not spoken, that prophet shall die. But everything that Jehu said, that Ahiah said, the Shulamite that is, came to pass. People don't look at what's being said here. They're saying, well, that part there in Deuteronomy 18 means all the way to Jesus. Everything that's going on right now, what the Creator said, and what has happened. This is why I talk about people don't study and they don't know. They're going by what they heard and what they believe. Thus did Zimri destroy all the house of Baasha according to the word of Yah, which he spake against Baasha by Jehu the prophet. For all the sins of Baasha, for all the sins of Baasha and the sins of Elam, his son. See that? Now, both of those was of Issachar. For all the sins of Baasha and the sins of Elah, his son, by which they sinned, and by which they made Israel to sin. You see that? To provoking Yah, the father of Israel, to anger with their vanity. You see that? What is people are worshiping vanity today. Everything all about glamour, looking good. Me and my wife were looking at a video today. This woman, she was just normal looking. What have you? Just me and her, man, we ain't, man. No, she just ain't like me, man. You know, he had all gold and stuff, and his big thick chain and rings and stuff like that. Yeah, you know, yeah, we just don't, you know, just, you know, she cool people though. She cool, man, but he ain't do all that. But that might as well what he been doing. No, we just don't click. No. She said, well, she broke on him. She said, yeah, you like new money. I'm about old money. You know, in a sense, she said it like that. I've been rich 15 years. That's all right. Don't make a difference. How long you still flashy. See, people with integrity doesn't have to do that. Money or no money. You don't have to get up and show all you can, you know. I don't. And I ain't about that life. You know, I'm about it if I have it, but I ain't got to show it. I ain't got to be out there flashy. And that's the problem with people today. Vanity. That's when all through Proverbs, you talk about vanity. Vanity. Proverbs and Ecclesiastic. Vanity. That's what this world is about today. Nice cars. Hey, man, you know, they just flashing and stuff. I ain't about that stuff. I care less. I care less. Made Israel to sin in provoking Yah of Israel to anger with their vanity. See, that's why I tell people don't understand the Creator is mad today. People, they do not understand the Creator is upset today. And they can't see it. Why? Because he's slow to anger, but that don't mean he ain't angry. He's slow to wrath. I'll say that. He's slow to anger, but he'll get angry, but he's slow to wrath. You know how long we've been living? And he could have killed all. You know how many people be dead today compared to a lot of people that died in the wilderness? The way they died? He opened up the earth on a group of people. Opened up the earth. And fire and everything was coming up while they was going down into it. Y'all know about that story over in Numbers? People don't study to know to understand the power of the Creator. They're so busy worshiping Jesus that had no power at all. A story made up by the Romans. And they have no idea of the power of the Creator. The Creator is merciful. He ain't showing his power today, even though he do it every time it rain, thunder and lightning, all the stuff the fact that you got the breath of life is a miracle. In fact, you can see the sun, the moon, the star. All these things are miracles that people don't even, they're so used to it, they don't even pay no attention. They don't even pay attention to life. They just take everything for granted. They don't even sit down and look at the things that's going on in their life, whether it's good or bad. They just look at things for what's happening. But they can't imagine waking up to a beautiful day. I don't care if it's raining, storming, whatever. It's a beautiful day. The fact that you're here even observing it. People don't even pay no attention. They're too busy by everything else, and they can't realize they living. They walking this earth. They can see their parent. They can see their children. They can see their loved ones. They can see their husband, their wife. They don't even pay no attention. They're too busy bickering and arguing about stuff that's meaningless. That's the sad part about the whole thing. It's meaningless. This is stuff that's man-made. This the stuff that we're sitting on this land. Everything that's on this land is man-made. The earth is yours. This earth, all the stuff we're sitting on, that the land you know not, this is not your land. This is the land of the Romans that set up on our land and placed buildings and concrete and all that other stuff on top of our land, which sits right here. But the people don't know it, nor do they realize it. They're living in the fantasy of the world today, and they think these cars are so much. They think these houses are so much. They even think the money that's in their pocket is so much. People are so busy right now running after what is it that people are just talking about? I don't even know, this electronic currency. Man, we got to put this money in so we can get this. We can put this money. Their mind is just set on the stuff that's frivolous. They're not even thinking of the life they're living, the breath they have. They don't even think about that. And this is where we at today. What they call it? I'm so not into it. Go to show you, I don't even know the names of what's this electronic currency that people just head over heels on? Man, this is coming. That's coming. Man, the dollar is falling. This and that. I'm like, man, these people don't. Bitcoin. There you go. When it is, Nicole?
Bitcoin, the crypto.
All that.
Yeah.
There you go. Exactly. Thank you. The crypto, the Bitcoin, they so crazy about all this stuff and don't even realize it can go like that. Just like that. If these lights go out, how you going to use the electric currency? If all the stuff go across the country, oh, you can still get out here and grow some food if you ain't got food prepared and set up like we're supposed to have. The way the Creator told us how we're supposed to be living. Planting food, preserving food, putting things up. And then people so worried about the electricity, then you'll see what real night is. Then you'll see what real day is. People don't understand the night from the day then if it ain't no electricity. Oh, when night comes, what you do? You rest that night. What happens when the next day you get up and do what you got to do? You get out there and prepare your food, do all you need to do for yourself and for your family the next day during the daylight period. Then you come back to reality. But people are so into the fantasy now of the world, they can't even see what's going on around because they're too busy in the fantasy of everything that's going on, everything that's moving, the cars, the crypto, all that stuff is meaningless. And this is where your vanity comes in at. And they can't even see it. People need to wake up. It's going to be late soon. I told you our Creator is angry. But the key is this. Excuse me. Got a strawberry in there. But the key is this. Warning comes before destruction. See, the Father gives you a chance to be warned first. The Father gives you a chance to be, I'm warning you right now. See, this is a voice of warning according to the scriptures. See, even though I'm reading the scripture, this is the reason why we go through scriptures to show you the reality of today. Even though this is history, it's still to give you the reality of today, to understand where you're at right now, of what you see. All these different kings that stood up, all the people, because it wasn't just the king, it's the people themselves too. People don't make you do nothing wrong if you know now. It's your choice to do something wrong. Just like I shared with you earlier about the great-great-great-grandfather and the great-great-grandfather and the grandfather and the great-grandfather, all the way down to you. It's up to you to change or to follow in the footsteps of the ones who gave you the evil in the first place. It's up to you. That's where free will comes in at. Once you get the understanding of what you need to do, things is going to fall in place. Once things fall in place, you'll be good. But right now, everything else is nothing but vanity and idolatry. Whatever it is, your house, your car, the so-called land you got that they took from you. It's vanity and it's idolatry. A lot of people don't see it. I better get back to the Creator, whoever you may be. 13 one more time. For all the sins of Baasha and the sins of Elah, his son, by which they sinned and by which they made Israel to sin, and provoking Yah of Israel to anger with their vanities. 14. Now the rest of the acts of Elah, come on you. Now the rest of the acts of Elah and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles? Now see, this is where other information going to come up at. This is just like a prelude. Chronicles, kings of Israel, the kings of Israel. In the 27th year of Asa, king of Judah, did Zimri reign 7 days. Oh man, he ain't reign we only reign a week. Reigned 7 days in Tarsa. And the people were encamped against Gibbethon, which belongeth to the Philistines. That land belonged to the Philistines. Now all the rest of the acts of Eliah, and all they did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? In the 27th year of Asa, did Zimri reign 7 days in Tarsha. And the people were encamped against Gibbethon, which belongeth unto the Philistines. Okay. So I get this. Hold on. In the 27th year of Asa, king of Judah. As king of Judah did Zimri reign 7 days. That's something. In Tarsa. And the people were encamped against Gibbethon, which belongeth to the Philistines. And the people that were encamped heard say, Zimri have conspired and has also slain the king. Wherefore all Israel made Omri. All Israel made Omri the captain of the host, king over Israel. You see that? See how everything is just turning tides? That day in the camp. So when he became, what happened here is Zimri was the captain of half the host. He conspired against Eliah. I think I call it Eliah. Or Ella or Eliah. He conspired against him, made himself king, and in Israel made Omri the captain of the host. They made him captain of the host. Omri.
Ella is the correct pronunciation.
Ella?
Yeah, Ella. I just looked it up.
Ella.
Yeah.
Thank you. Ella. Appreciate that, Nicole. And the people that were encamped in here in Zerah has conspired against. Okay. So I can see what I'm doing here. Thank you, Nicole. Ella. Wherefore all Israel made Omri, the captain of the host, king over Israel that day in the camp. Or so they made Omri the captain of the host. They made him king over Israel that day. So they made him king. And Omri went up from Gibbethah. He went up from Gibbethon, and all Israel went with him. And they besieged. Okay, now they besieged the city of Tirzah. And they besieged Tirzah. And it came to pass. Hold on, let me get this real quick. And Omri went up from Gibbethon, and all Israel went with him, and they besieged Tirzah. And it came to pass, when Zimri saw that the city was taken, they going against each other now. And it came to pass, when Zimri saw that the city was taken, that he went into the palace. He went into the palace of the king's house, and burnt the king's house, over him with fire, and died. Okay, that's how he died. And it came to pass, when Zimri saw that the city was taken, that he went into the palace of the king's house, and burnt the king's house over him with fire, and died. For his sins which he sinned in doing evil in the sight of Yah, in walking in the way of Jeroboam, and in his sin which he did to make Israel to sin. Now the rest of the acts of Zimri and his treason, see? How was it treason? Because he was the captain of half the host. And he got drunk. He was making himself drunk. And he's like, okay, I know what I'm going to do. You got to understand, these captains, these men of the armies, you got to look at it like this. The men of the armies know how to fight. A lot of times they have more power than the king when it comes to strength and power like that. If you understand what I'm saying. A king is a person, he should know how to fight. He should know weaponry and whatever. But a lot of time, the individual that has been to the army, they learn strategy. They know how to they know how to fight. They know how to kill. They know what to hit. They know where. The king is just someone who has most like book smart, been raised to be in a certain mindset, to be over everybody and supposed to lead the people. That's how a king is supposed to be. But you got to understand, a king is just someone that the Creator has set up to do a certain work or a certain will. A person like before David became king, the Creator had already anointed David. David was king over Judah first when he rose, because him and Saul was, not him really. It was really Saul at him, because he never really went against Saul, but he was already anointed by Samuel long before he rose to be in the position he, before he killed what's his name? Man, these names. Goliath, before he even killed Goliath, right? And then Saul put him in the house where he was at, which is in the palace where he was at. And then when David killed Goliath, and then they start singing, Saul killed his 1,000, David his 10,000. Saul got jealous from that point on. But David was already anointed to be king. But as Saul grew, Saul had another captain over the, which call him, that I forgot his name. Joab was part of the army, Joab, but I forgot the brother's name. But the brother was under Saul. David could have killed Saul twice. Then he put the blame on, he said, your armor bearer, whoever this person, I forgot the name. I'm not gonna say the name right now, but I'm just gonna tell the story. That person was supposed to protect you. You could be dead right now. So end up Joab and that brother, I forgot who it was, his name was, they came and had a meeting, and they had 12 of their good men with them, and all of them got out there, and Joab said, let them play. And then the other brother said, let them play. I mean, they got out there and they got to fighting. They all killed each other. But Joab and his two brothers, the youngest brother went after the brother, and I keep forgetting his name, but he went after the brother. The brother told him, the brother that was on Saul's side, the captain of the host, he said, man, go and mess around with somebody else. I'm going to kill you over this way. Don't come at. But he had to defend for his life. He ended up killing Joab's younger brother because he was trying to get in over his head. So the whole thing is Joab and the other brother who actually set Saul's son up to be king, then he the one who took Saul's son out of the way and said, David, you're going to be king over all Israel. Just paraphrasing. David, you're going to be king over all Israel. So he gave David the other 10 tribes. He took the one that he put up to be king, he took him out and said, David, here, you the king. The whole thing on this scenario I'm sharing with you is this. The one that's in charge over the army, matter of fact, like Zimri, he came in and he said, man, I'm going to sit up. He was drinking, man, drinking himself drunk. I'm going to take the kingdom. I can do this. You know how some people get to talking? They start getting in over their head. They start drinking. They start thinking they're more than what they is. I can do this. Yeah, I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna take the kingdom. That's exactly what happened. And he had it for 7 days. When the people heard what happened, all the people got Omri. Because remember, he was over half of the what it said that he was over half the Omri was Zimri. He was over half the army.
Was the name Abner?
Abner is his name. Thank you. Come on, girl. You're doing your studying. Come on, girl. Abner was the one.
Abner was not actually his brother. Abner, it says Abner mistakenly, often confused with a brother. Abner was actually Saul's cousin and the commander of his army.
Okay, he was the commander, but I didn't know he was Saul's cousin. I did not know that. But I did know he was the commander of Saul's. Abner is who I was talking about. Abner was here and Joab was here. Abner. There you go. That's the name. I can't get these names together. Thank you, though. Thank you, though, Nicole. Come on with some more. You got some more knowledge there?
Okay. What else it says here? It says here, often confused with a brother Abner was actually Saul's cousin and the first commander of his army. Abner's father was Ner, who was the brother of Saul's father's Kish.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's all I got right there.
Well, that's good. That's good. Abner was who I was talking about. It was Abner and it was Joab. And then Joab said, let him play. And Abner said, let him play. Or Joab said, let him play. And they said, let him play. They got up. When they said play, they come out fighting. Abner was the one that took Saul's son and put him king over the 10 tribes or over Israel. And I think Joab, was it Joab that put David up? But David was already going to be king. So he ended up being king over Judah and Benjamin. He ended up being king over Judah and Benjamin, or mainly Judah, but Benjamin is a part of Judah. So over Judah and Benjamin. And Abner took Saul's son, put him up. But then it was a certain point where Saul's son got upset because Abner was dealing with Saul's concubine. And he said something to Abner. And Abner said, "Would you think I'm a dog or something like that? Whatever." And he said, "I tell you what." He said, "Man, he didn't kill him, but he took the kingdom from him and said, David, come on, you're gonna be the king. You're gonna be king over all Israel." That's what happened. Abner, while at peace, Joab and his brother caught Abner because Abner killed their youngest brother because the youngest brother was in over his head and they was at war at the time. But the point is that he kept telling them, "Leave me alone. Listen, leave me alone." And you know how it is, you got to defend yourself. You ain't gonna let nobody come and try to do whatever they're gonna do to you. You're gonna beat them up, you kick their butt. Then they gonna get their big brother. I told him to leave me alone. "Oh no, but I got to defend my little brother now." Why? I told him to leave me alone. He kept coming my way. Same thing happened. He ended up killing him. After he made David king, which Joab and his brother was somewhere else, and they came back and found out David was king over the whole thing, they caught Abner, and Abner thought everything was going to be peaceful because it was a time of war when he killed their brother, but that was at that time. They caught him, they killed Abner, murdered him actually because it was a time of peace. And Joab did that twice, but that's just another story. And thank you, Nicole, with the name, but this is how we study. We go in and we study to know, to understand the story. The more you understand the story, the more you understand our history. This is our history, whether y'all know that or not. This is our history because this Bible is based on Israel, and Israel history is right here what we're reading. So, as we move on, this is what happened and this is where we at. So as we go through the history and understanding how things that happen and happen throughout the history is still in and of Israel's 12 tribes. So as we seen that, Omri, the captain over the host, king, let me rephrase that. And the people that were encamped heard say, "Zimri have conspired and has also slain the king," which was Baashan. Wherefore all Israel made Omri the captain of the host, king over Israel, that day in the camp. And Omri went up from Gibbethon, and all Israel with him, and they besieged Tarshish. And it came to pass when Zimri saw that the city was taken, that he went into the palace of the king's house and burnt the king's house over him with fire and died. For his sins which he sinned are in doing evil in the sight of Yah, in walking in the way of Jeroboam, and in his sins which he did to make Israel to sin. Now the rest of the acts of Zimri and the treason that he wrought, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles? The book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. See, and like I say, all this right here is nothing but preludes to the story. This just giving you a small snippet of what the real story is, which is in the books of the Chronicles, which we'll get to at a later time. So right now, get this real quick. Hold on, get this real quick. All this right here. And this is how you get to know the actual stories. This is how you understand what was written, what happened, the things that happened, why they happened, and now you're going to actually talk about what you know and not what you believe. And as you go through the book, you can start to see what was written, what was said, what was done, and why it happened. No different than Nicole. See, I can't do everything at one time, but Nicole went back and found the name. I forgot his name just that quick. See what I'm saying? I mean, but she went and found the name of who I was talking about, just like that. Because it's about studying, researching, and knowing what you're talking about, not believing what you're talking about, knowing what you're talking about. Now, when you come to somebody, come try to tell you this and that, they're going to tell, no, that didn't happen because this happened. Why I know this happened? Go and read this right here. Go check it out. Go read this right here and see what it say. But people get to talk, no, but I heard, I was taught, this was showed to me. No, go and see what it actually said. And then give them the reason behind it, because now we're studying to show you what it actually say. That's what you get here on Assembly of the Righteous. That's what you get here. You get to understand, to know, to grow, to do, and understand. Not only here at Assembly of the Righteous, and what we do and all the things we do, we get to understand what it is that we need to do to grow with. Because the Creator, I know the Creator is among us. He's the Creator. This is the world, His world, but I know He's among us with the things that we do by what we know. So this is the end of part one. But what I would like to ask, if anybody would like to share anything that they come to find out in just this point of this information, what you come to understand according to what you've read so far up until this point? Is anybody want to share their point of view? I'd like for you to start first, Nicole, because go ahead, girl.
Okay. So when you started talking about the Bitcoin, right?
Mm-hmm.
I actually went back to Exodus. I went back to Exodus 23, and well, actually from just completely finished chapter 20,
Mm-hmm.
in which when he speaks about, it says, you shall not make with me gods of silver,
Mm-hmm.
neither shall you make unto you gods of gold.
There you go.
This is when you started talking about that Bitcoin there, and it said, an altar of earth thou shalt make unto me, and shall sacrifice thereon thy burnt offerings,
Mm-hmm.
and thy peace offerings, thy sheep and thy oxen, in all places where I record my name.
Mm-hmm.
I will come unto thee, and I will bless thee. And if thou wilt make me an altar of stone, thou shalt not build in the hewn stone. For if thou lift up the tool upon it, thou hast polluted it.
Doesn't it say an iron tool?
Say it again.
Doesn't it say an iron tool upon it?
It says, for if thou lift up thy tool upon it.
It doesn't say a type of tool?
No, it didn't. It didn't say that. Let me go back. Let me read. It says, and if thou wilt make me an altar of stone.
Mm-hmm.
So I maybe stone is the tool.
No. It said, but I'll make me an altar of stone. Oh, you're right.
It says of hewn. So if hewn is another word for metal?
No. If thou should make me a hewn stone,
Okay.
set me up an altar.
Okay. For if thou lift up the tool upon it, and thou hast polluted it, neither shalt thou go up by steps unto my altar, that thy nakedness
Right.
be not discovered thereon.
Right.
So when you started talking about the Bitcoin, that's when I know I've seen it in Exodus here, and he's talking about, he said no gold nor silver, and this is the stuff that they're talking about right now.
Mm-hmm.
And also what I'm seeing is that these 10 commandments right here, that's all you have to follow, and everything else that has been placed, it seems as if God is just kind of throwing some stuff out there and just seeing, are you listening to, if you're going to take the bait, and are you going to honor me? And they're not doing it. So that's when I started saying, the Kings of Kings, Lord of Lords, Master of none. So I would, this is deep. This is deep right here. And they only have to follow these 10 things.
Well, not only those 10, those the 10 that he spoke, that he was telling us what to do. We got to understand the statutes to them. Like when it talks about certain situations, it talks about, like when he said, thou shalt honor thy father and thy mother, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is talking about the elders. Now, if you got elders that may be coming trying to share stuff with you, people are nowadays, they're disregarding the elders. They're not talking or explaining. But the fact they said, thou shalt honor thy father and thy mother, that's like a title compared to all the statutes up under. Now, let's turn that to legal. Let's just say we have a code. They have, they have codes. They have statutes and codes and stuff like that according to their legalese, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say under driving, we'll just put the title driving. Under driving, now they got all these other codes and statutes, and thou should not do this. And well, not thou should not, but you can't cross the red light. You can't do this. You can't do all that. All these different things is under driving.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So the 10 Commandments is the title to everything else that's been spoken in the book about what we should or should not do.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So
right.
Yes, it is thou should not, we should not supposed to go against those 10, but it's the statute to understand to go against those 10. Like when you start to read in chapter 21, start reading 22, 23, and then throughout all the rest, all the way to the end of Deuteronomy. But not only that, when the Creator speaks to the prophets, these are still things, the voice of the Creator that we're supposed to listen to. But the only way to understand that is the study. Because this is the reason why all these kings are losing their lives. Why are they losing their lives? Because they're doing evil in the sight of the Creator. The Creator said, keep my law, keep my statute, keep my judgments. His judgments, statutes, and laws is whatever he said do. So if these other people are coming back like we're talking right now, you talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is coins, which is made of what? Silver, gold, brass, bronze, copper.
Right.
All these different things that their minds is worshiping, they don't even realize it. Why? It's because they're on the society of the day. They're on the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire is about everything and mainly about money, which is mammon.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
And also too in 18.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I took from 18 was that
Deuteronomy 18 or verse 18?
Exodus 18, right? When they started, from verse 18, and we go down when he talks about Moses, when the thunder.
Oh, 20 and 18. 20, 18, 19. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Chapter verse 18. Yes. So when all the people saw the thunder and the lightning and the noise of the trumpet, the smoke coming from the mountain,
mm-hmm.
that everybody had a chance to go to hear what God had to say. But they said, you know what? Moses, you go ahead. You go up there because supposedly if we see this man, we're going to die.
Well, they couldn't see him no way because he'd tell you in chapter 19 that nobody's supposed to go up to him but him. But the Creator spoke to all the Israel, all the nation right out there at the mount.
But when they said unto Moses,
mm-hmm.
Thou with us, and we will hear, but let not God speak with us, lest we die.
Right. They said that because of what was said in verse, what they said in verse 18. All the time he was speaking, right. Just imagine this. You know how it is when that thunder and lightning going on outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when it's strong, right?
Yeah, when it's shaking your house.
Imagine every time he spoke, he was telling you, thou shalt not have any other God. But every time he's saying that, the lightning is really when he's talking.
Right.
Every time he spoke, and he spoke all those words, they got scared, so they were running off. They could still hear him, but they were scared. So the closer they was to the mountain, the harder it was. So they was moving far back from because they were scared of the thunder and lightning and the voice coming from that thunder and lightning. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So that's when they was moving far off. Then they said, well, Moses, you speak with us. Don't let God speak with us because how thundering, how hard how traumatizing his voice was. So he said, Moses, you speak with us. So at this point, because Moses had already led him out there. So if Moses led him out there, Now the Creator is talking to them directly from the voice of the heavens. They said, Moses, you speak with us. Don't let God speak with us lest we die. And then that's when Moses said unto the people, fear not, for Yah has come to prove you, and that his fear may go before you to see if that you don't sin. So all you have to do is just imagine every time that thunder roared that he was speaking.
Right. So that thunder and everything, that was God speaking. But why did the people feel that if they seen him, that they will die?
Imagine that voice being the Creator saying every time that he spoke. Do you really understand the thundering that they'd be shaking the house?
Oh yeah.
Imagine every time he spoke that the fear of being outside under that in open field.
Okay.
That's why I said, Moses, you speak with us. They were scared.
So God already chose Moses.
He been chose Moses. That's how they got there.
Yeah. Okay. So that's why Moses didn't have that fear in him.
There you go.
That was the manager that was chosen.
Just like this. Right now, you come to understand this executive letter, right?
Yes.
How many people out there who don't understand it?
Many.
Okay. Right now, you're in the position to once you fully get there, you're going to be able to teach them this information. Where else they going to get it from?
Right.
But who gave it to you? Now look at me. Same person gave it to me. Thank you.
God.
So they can't get it. They can't go straight to him to get it because you have to be prepared to get this information. Moses was prepared. I'm like, quote unquote, Moses.
Right.
The Creator give to me, to give to y'all, to give to other people. When the Creator was speaking here, Moses already been out there. He met him. He went back to go get him. He already know the voice of the Creator.
Right.
But he knew the voice of the Creator in his mind.
Right.
You see, that's why when the Creator spoke to Moses, that's why he said, Moses, you speak with us, because they know that the Creator was with Moses. The Creator speak to Moses. Moses is the one that got the information to give to them. Don't let God speak to us directly. Mainly, they said, don't let him speak to us directly. We'll die. Because they scared Dave wasn't in the presence. He's been in the presence the whole time.
Right.
Now that presence has come to you according to the information that we have. Now that you have the presence of that information, you can take that presence in the way that it's supposed to be. That's why people change the Creator's word. You see that in the New Testament.
Right.
It's changed because that's modified from the way the Creator said do it. That's why when we say do something, do it the way we show you, because this is the way that's done, because this is how we did it.
Exactly.
People want to come and change stuff to try to make something better, and they're going to end up getting caught by fire like Nadab and like Aaron's two sons did. They're going to get burnt to a crisp. Why? Because it's not the format that the Creator gave. The Creator gave one format. This is the way I want you to do it. If you don't do it this way, things going to happen. That's why we tell people to sign an NDA, because we got you doing it this way, and this is how we taught you to do it. If you go and try to say something happened, you said we taught you something a different way. No, we got proof. What it says right here, Moses said unto the people, fear not, for Yah has come to prove you. We got proof on how we doing. Now you try to lie, you're going to get caught up. And that's the same concept all the way around.
Additional can be subtraction.
There you go. Bam. You understand a lot. Believe me, and I know that about you. You've always understood a lot. Sometimes I know you go your own way on certain things, but there's many different ways for the same thing, but the same thing is what you're supposed to do in the order that it's supposed to be.
No, you pull me back in. You pull me right back in. Get me back on track.
Well, I'm glad that that I can share information where you can catch and understand it.
Oh yeah. We got that understanding.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
So, Julia or Miss Miller, is there anything y'all would like to say according to the information? Sister Julia or Sister Miller? If not, Joanne, is there anything you like to say according to the information we shared so far, or are you good? I know she's making me a little bit of fruit salad. I'm show y'all what she made. Y'all see that?
Yeah, Ronnie was just in there cutting up some fruit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
She made me a beautiful little fruit salad. Good too. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and end part one of Assembly of the Righteous, and we'll be right back with part two. And we're gonna pause Zoom, and then we're gonna come back with part two for YouTube, Instagram, and YouTube Live, Instagram, and Facebook. We'll be right back with part two. But for my sister Nicole Bell, Miss Joe, which is my baby, Julia, and Sister Miller, look like Patrick Gone. That's another one that don't stay around long enough to hear what's going on. But hey, that's on them. So other than that, we'll be right back with part two. We'll see you in a few moments. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. This is the end of part one of 1 Kings chapter 16. We'll be right back. Peace.
Recording stopped.
All right. And for YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, this is in a part one, and we just like to share with you that if you're interested in connecting with us for the information of sovereign class of knowledge, which is something that me and Nicole were just kind of going through a little bit a few moments ago. Sovereign class of knowledge, we're here every Tuesday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time and at 9 p.m. Eastern time. This is Sovereign Class of Knowledge, where you learn more about who you are, your estate, and your inheritance. All right. With this information, what shall I just say? If you're interested in coming to that private class, only one we have private on Zoom, you're welcome to text me your name, number, and email, and then I will share some information with you in your email, and you will get the information from there. But if you text me your name, number, and email at 770-572-5315, again, that's 770. Yeah, I did. I was asking if you wanted to share anything, but we kind of going on through the information now. If you like to connect with us at 770, again, 770-572-5315. Text me your name, number, and email, and also share with me that I'd like to know more information about your sovereign classes. And sovereign only means free. It becomes a word that people are afraid of in this day and time, but sovereign only means free. All right? So you can text us your name, number, and email, and I'll share information with you on your email. And once you accept our Zoom meetings, then you'll be able to connect with us as well as get more information. So that again is text me your name, number, and email, and you'd like to know more about the sovereign classes at at 770-572-5315. And or you can email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. Again, that's lkhyym@gmail.com. Also, now, if you'd like to connect with us also on the other Zooms, we're here on the Sabbath day, which is today, which is where we're at right now, which is the Assembly of the Righteous, which is on the Sabbath. It's Sabbath, Assembly of the Righteous. And we're here every Sabbath at 12 p.m. noon. That's here every Sabbath at 12 p.m. noon. You're welcome to come, chill out with us, and go through the scriptures as we go and share your point of view as well. So we're here every Sabbath at 12 p.m. noon Eastern time. Then we're here tomorrow night, which is they call Sunday. They call Sunday night, but really it's the night after what they call Sunday. It's night after Sunday, and it's called Fight Fire with Truth, which is actually open conversation. Fight Fire with Truth, which is actually open conversation, and we're there at 9 p.m. every night after Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Then on what they call Monday nights, which is really the night after Monday. The night after Monday, we're here at 9 p.m. Eastern Time with Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. That's Mikael's Knowledge of Truth every night after Monday at 9 p.m. All right? Then we're back to, as I shared with you in the beginning, we're here on Tuesday, which is the only one that's private. We're here on Tuesdays only at 7:30 a.m. Yeah, 7:30 a.m. or at 9 p.m. privately on Tuesdays. Then, now I can give you our public platforms. And like I said, you can always connect with me at 770-572-5315. Text me your name, number, email, or you can email me at lkhyym, excuse me, at gmail.com. That's lkhyym at gmail.com. Now, excuse me. Now on our public platforms, you can catch us on YouTube Live. That's YouTube Live at Juice Pro 33. That's YouTube Live, and also YouTube as well as X, formerly known as Twitter. That's X, formerly known as Twitter. You can catch us there at Juice Pro 33, which is spelled JUICE PRO 33. Again, that's JUICE PRO 33. All right. You can like, subscribe, and share. Excuse me. On YouTube, you can like, subscribe, and share. Or again, we're also here on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Juice Pro 33. Again, which is JUICE PRO 33. Again, JUICE PRO 33. And you can also catch us on Facebook. The Facebook is Mikael Harris, which is spelled MI apostrophe CHAEL space HARRIS. That's MI apostrophe CHAEL space HARRIS. All right. You can also catch us on Instagram and TikTok. We're on Instagram and we're on TikTok under L'chaim_the Juice, which is spelled LKHYYM_THEJUICE. Again, that's LKHYYM_THEJUICE. You can also catch us on our other TikTok and our other YouTube under Michael the Juice Harris, which is our other TikTok and our other YouTube under Michael the Juice Harris, which is spelled, excuse me, which is spelled MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. Again, that's MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. That's my other YouTube, which you can like, subscribe, and share to, and my other TikTok. Last but not least, let me give you my Patreon and my Rumble.com, both of them.com /LKHYYM. That's Rumble.com /LKHYYM, and Rumble.com /LKHYYM. That's Patreon and Rumble.com /LKHYYM. So other than that, we'd like to thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye, and also don't forget that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1 to 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be, waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwelled, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. I thank y'all for y'all time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. We're going to say bye first over here to Facebook. We'll be right back. Other than that, I thank you for your time. your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. We'll be right back. See you in a moment. Love you. Appreciate you and always. Peace. Mm-hmm. And on Instagram, we thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Peace. All right. And on YouTube Live, we thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate you. See you soon and always. Peace.